Guess who just saw Kylie Minogue at Madison Square Garden? Us.
Hey! Special shout out to our Patreon producers, operators, and PAs. Emily, George, Lily, Louie, Julianne, Janelle, Jonathan, Jasmine, Darius, Ren, Jesse, and Hillary. And if you'd also like to help us choose episode topics, you can become a producer at patreon.com/cctvpops.
That's right. And we have a free tier. Okay, guys? So there's a lot of stuff there for you as well. Don't be shy. Okay?
Yes. So today,
Yes.
we're debriefing from our weekend with Kylie Minogue.
Basically.
Where she played Madison Square Garden for the very first time,
Yeah.
2 nights in a row. And so the Tension Tour is Kylie's 16th concert tour with 70 shows across Australia, Asia, North America, Europe, and concluding in South America in August 2025. And this is her first proper arena tour since the Golden Tour in 2018-2019. And of course, her stint in Vegas a few years ago. So with 3 albums to promote and reference since the last tour, this 2-hour show featured hits spanning Kylie's huge discography with selections from those 3 albums as well. And yes, we were there to witness her play this iconic venue for the very first time.
Yes.
So let's get into it. We're going to discuss every aspect of the show, from the set list to the staging, to the lighting, to the choreography, just our overall experience.
Indeed. Of the show. The Kylie experience, the tension. Okay, so I am not going to lie. I had no clue what to expect because I am a good bean and did not look up spoilers on the internet. Okay, y'all? So that and I was like really distracted with everything else that's going on with music. So I was like, oh gosh, we have to review this. We look at Tate McRae's albums. I wasn't like watching. So I didn't know what to expect. I did see like the red jumpsuit at one point. So there's certain costumes I may have gotten a little quick glimpse of. But overall, I did not know what to expect with this concert. I would say that this felt a lot more intimate than I was expecting. I think there is a sense of it's an arena. It's not a small venue. There's no need for you to vamp and chit chat with the audience, but she did that, which was really surprising, which made me feel like she was actually like, it made me feel a little bit more personal. It made me feel like I wasn't sitting like super far. I wasn't like in the nosebleeds. I was not, but I wasn't like on the ground either, but it didn't feel like that, you know, until my eyes started to give out and I had to like adjust my glasses a little bit. But like aside from that, it felt intimate, which is really important considering like the artist of her caliber. I wasn't expecting like anything like Aphrodite, right? But the staging was quite minimal as well.
Yes.
Really leaning into silhouettes from the 80s. The colors themselves were primary colors and neons and things like that. There were some oddities here and there. I think my biggest gripe is probably the graphics and the visuals. I mean, looking at them, lovely, beautiful, like enjoy that part. And luckily we did have 2 side screens that showed her. So we had a camera feed doing that. And on occasion she would be on the main large screen. But I think my biggest qualm with the visuals was that there wasn't enough Kylie featured. Like I understand the 80s themes and like the neon, you know, landscape, but that's like my biggest issue. Dancers, fabulous. I know I texted you at one point and I said, I love the dancers. So I think it was great. And I think vocally she sounded really good. I think at one point or another, she probably couldn't hear herself. I forgot what part of the show, but she got a little flat. And I was like, you know what, girl, you've been singing this whole show. I'm not going to complain. You've been eating it up. You've been dancing. You've been performing and you've been so intimate. And it felt like, you know, she was really like there, like right next to you. So I appreciate all of that. And of course, the music was fire. Fire. Oh my God.
Shout out Mr. Steve Anderson, who we have interviewed before on this show.
We have.
About his work with Steps. But yes, I also did a pretty good job this time. I avoided most spoilers. I did see the first set list, like from the first night, which actually it changed a little bit since then. And yeah, I saw the random pictures that she posted on her socials. And then I did see clips of some of the fan requests. So that was pretty much all I really saw. So I had an idea of kind of what it looked like, but I didn't really kind of watch any videos or anything. So I went in pretty blind, I would say. And yeah, I guess when she talked about what she wanted for this tour, she did mention the word sleek quite a lot.
Sleek, okay.
Which I guess if you say that, I think she accomplished that. If that's what she was going for.
Right.
She also did say she wanted to bring what the Vegas shows were like, where it was very intimate and it felt like you were just like at her party. I think she loved that so much that she wanted to try to bring that vibe to a larger setting.
Okay, makes
And
sense.
so again, if that was the goal, then I think she accomplished that. I have some of the same thoughts that you do. And even when the tour started, I did see a few different Kylie fan communities talk about some of the
Uh-huh.
criticisms of the show, and it wasn't the most positive amongst the
Oh.
kind of diehard fans.
Hmm.
And I think it's because, Kylie's been doing a lot of these one-off shows, these outdoor shows these past few years.
Yeah.
And so if you were a huge fan and you were watching those and you were listening to those mixes, like yes, she used some of those mixes. Like
Yeah.
yes, those visuals were kind of similar.
Yeah.
And so I think because of that, it felt a little stale to some people. And so they were like, this is the same as all the shows you've been doing for the past few years. Like this
Yeah.
is the arena tour. Like they just had higher expectations, I guess.
Expectations. Yeah.
And yes, you mentioned Aphrodite. Like, look, Aphrodite is her like
Opus.
opus. Yeah, it
Yeah.
is. It is the show that represents like her at her campus.
Yeah.
With the most drama,
Yeah.
and she's just not really there anymore as an artist. At least
Mhm.
right now. I think, maybe
Mhm.
in a few years, if she does something similar to like Madonna's Celebration tour, where she can
Oh,
reference
yes.
kind of old eras and stuff like that, it might be different. But I think for this, and she mentions it in the show too. She was like, I just wanted to be in the moment with everybody
Yeah.
and just enjoy this music and have fun. Uh, and so, yeah, but I agree with you. The visuals are
Oh, boy.
some of them definitely look like screensavers.
Yeah, like the Windows Media
Yes.
Visualizer or like Winamp.
Hmm.
I was on my sister's computer. My sister's older than me, y'all.
Yeah.
Winamp.
What I will say though, and,
Mhm.
and I think that's also why, people were watching the fan cams were like, oh my God, this show has nothing
Mhm.
interesting going on. But I will say in person,
Mhm.
I did love how saturated it all was, right?
Yes.
Like every song had a
Yes.
very distinctive color. The
Mhm.
lighting was very, very, very dynamic the whole time.
Yes.
And the energy was just really high the whole time. And so I think that all helped
Mhm.
it, but the visuals were definitely nothing to write home about at all.
Yeah,
Like, I
yeah.
couldn't recall most of them, like, not especially the ones that Kylie wasn't in
Yes.
that you mentioned earlier,
Yeah.
like yeah, like, I had to rewatch some YouTube videos and stuff before we did this review because I really had no idea what was going on in the background, like, at all for a lot of it.
Okay, so that's where we
Um,
we dock some points. We're not really rating this, guys, but if we did have to,
yeah.
we dock
Yeah.
there. Yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But, also, the
Mm.
screen was so high quality.
Yes.
Like, even up close, it was
Oh,
like you couldn't see 1 pixel.
oh my
Like,
god,
it
yes,
was
it was so good.
it was so good.
It was.
Um, but yeah, I think at the end of the day, if we are kind of giving our honest critique,
Mhm.
maybe one bigger set piece
Oh
at
my god,
some point
yeah.
maybe would have been helpful. Like, I
Uh-huh.
think because the stage was literally just the screen, and yes,
Tea
the
and all
band
that,
comes
yeah.
in and out, you get this kind of mini staircase that comes in, but there's no levels.
No.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes, there's other because it only goes up a little bit on those staircases,
Yeah.
and she goes up a little bit for Padam on that platform as well.
Yeah.
So I think, maybe like Confide in Me or something, like just comes out on a giant phone or like,
Something, yeah.
just something slightly more
Yes.
uh dramatic.
Wow, big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A moment that would make people whip out their phone
Mhm.
because there wasn't really that.
Ooh, yeah.
And I think in a
Yeah.
pop concert, I think everyone wants that. I mean, maybe the diamond in the beginning was that. I don't know.
Yeah, but
Maybe one more in the middle of the show would have been good.
no,
Yeah.
I agree. I agree. I think there's certain objects that were used for that. But when we talk about all of the acts, what we're getting
Yeah.
into, I'll mention what I think may have been the wow moment because I remember taking
Mm,
my phone out and going, "Oh my god, wow!"
yeah.
So there are there are moments. I think it's just a lot more
Yes.
subtle, a lot more, you
Yes.
know, intimate.
What did you think of like the costumes and stuff?
Oh, okay. So I wrote this down. So well, I was sitting in the audience and I was like, I gotta really write all this stuff down. There's a lot of typos. But I think in terms of what she was wearing, it was interesting because, like, I'm expecting a little bit more of a sleeker silhouette in terms of some of the outfits, but also I appreciate the laid backness of like the jumpsuit or like the callback to lights, camera, action. I forgot the designer's name. I'm so bad with the name right now. Is it not
Is it
Valentine?
Dolce?
Is it Dolce? Yes, it might be Dolce, but the lights, camera, action, like stripe for like the Padam section of the show, um, her reveal with the dress in the disco section, enjoyed that. Um, I like that we got a blue dress, a blue latex dress. Yeah,
Yes.
that one was really pretty. I've seen
Hmm.
silver for the was it Melbourne show, and I was like, "Ooh, very nice."
Yes.
But the blue was nice. Like she looks good in that color. You know, her hair was blonding, the blue eyes were blue eyeing, and it just
Yeah.
looked so
Red
pretty.
lips.
Yes,
Yeah.
so it looked really nice. And I think for the dancers, it wasn't. That's another thing I probably don't really care for is just a little bit of the disjointedness.
Yeah.
But I think it's okay. It's not a huge deal. You don't have to take it super seriously. I don't think there was any kind of like rhyme or reason. So I think the dances were styled really nicely. There are some quirky things that we'll talk about.
Yeah.
Don't want to get too into depth. If you
Yeah.
haven't seen the show, or if you have seen the show, just wait for us to talk about it and then tell us your opinion as well. But yeah, for the most part, I think stylistically it made sense. The lighting worked with the costumes were like in wearing silver in the disco section, but they look like they're wearing like church garb and they're, and they take it off and everyone's wearing like these awesome outfits. And then it's a lot going on, but it
Yeah.
fits each section. So I
Yeah.
appreciate it. But I will say there's a lack of cohesion in terms of the overall
Yes.
storytelling with the outfits. Like,
I mean, I feel like that was kind of the thing. There was
yeah.
no real storytelling at all.
No, yeah.
And I think even the Golden Tour that was a bit more laid back, that still had each act had a very clear setting.
Yeah.
This was not the case for
No.
this show. Each act was just kind of was I can't even name them. Do you know what I mean? Like it's like
Yeah.
there's not really a theme
Yes.
really to
Yeah.
any of these sections. But it was still again very striking at least
Yes.
and fun to look at for sure.
Yes. Absolutely.
And then set list wise,
Mhm.
were you happy with the set list?
Oh my gosh, you know what? You know what? I can't say there wasn't a song that I wanted to hear that I did not hear. Um, and I'm trying to think, like, I know I have a limited, like, scope of everything. I know
Mm,
I'm still, like, got to know her in disco era, so hello. I still have
yeah.
a lot to learn, but I think in terms of what I know and what I was expecting, I was like, "Oh, this is cool." And then I'm gonna say it now, it's, like, super far into my notes, but the fact that she did Dreams and,
Mm, the one.
the one we just got off of reviewing those 2 albums, guys, so make sure you check that out because we
Yeah.
just reviewed the album. It felt like Kismet. I was like, "Oh my god, how nice. This
Yeah.
is lovely." So, yeah, songs like that, when I heard her say the first line of Dream, I was like, "Are you kidding
I
me? Are you
know.
kidding me?" So that was cool. The hits she performed, I think certain songs like Chocolate, we're not gonna get that. It's like a whole R&B moment. Like, we're not getting that. It doesn't make sense with the whole overarching theme. Everything is 80s with a little throwback. No, everything's 80s. There's not much of like a 90s throwback in that whole show. So I feel like it made a lot of sense. Now, I'm not sure what other fans are looking for, but for me, I was like, she checked off a
Yeah.
lot of boxes for me. I did wonder why she picked certain songs from the Tension albums.
Interesting. Okay, we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I thought the set list was brilliant.
Yeah.
I thought it was really bulletproof actually.
Mhm.
And again, shout out to Steve because the momentum in this show was amazing. There were
Mhm.
no lulls ever. It was constant. And the way the songs transitioned into each other, some of the songs she just did a verse and a chorus and a
Yes.
bridge and kept it moving. I thought the sequencing was good. It'd be like, here's 2 older songs and then a new one, and then one that you all know. And then it kind of kept going kind of all over the place. And that
Yeah.
worked because Kylie fans are a very interesting bunch
Hmm.
because it's so generational.
Yeah.
So like the first night, on this side of me were definitely older fans who were there for the Locomotion and Better the Devil You Know.
Yeah.
I had fans behind me that were here for disco and
Yeah.
tension. And the way they react to each section
Ooh,
is
yes.
it's very obvious.
Yes.
And the guys I was next to the second night,
Mhm.
I was actually a bit annoyed because they were
Ooh,
like, a few guys down from me, a few people
yeah.
down from me, and they were going on and on about how much they hate disco and tension. And I was like, "You
What?
are front row,
And you're not oh my god.
and you're talking all this crap."
Yes.
And they would, like, literally, a lot of it if she wasn't standing right in front of us, they were just arms folded,
You're kidding and not
watching.
just
Yeah.
dancing?
No.
That is
And
so
so it's very
weird.
interesting that, like, you love Kylie, I assume.
Yes.
And so you can still enjoy
For
the
the
songs you don't
music,
know as
yes. Oh
well.
my
You can at least bop along, even if you're
yes.
not screaming all the words.
Right. Time bomb
You
for
can
me.
still bop along.
That's time bomb for me because I was
Oh,
like, what is this?
Time
I didn't
Bomb.
know what
Okay,
it
we'll
I
talk
didn't know
about
what it
Time
was. So
Bomb.
I was just like, okay, still
Ooh.
kind of
Okay,
in
yes,
it
I have
though.
thoughts on Time Bomb being
Yeah.
included. We'll get there.
But still in it though.
Anyway, yeah, her fans are very interesting because it does always feels very generational.
Yeah, that's the challenge
And
of being around for so long. Oh my
right. So then for that, I
god.
think they balanced it really well. I
Uh-huh.
will say I actually was surprised there was no X representation on the main
That
set list
one.
at all.
That one, yeah.
Because I would think, and people please correct me if I'm wrong, but I think at least in the North America, South America, X was one of the bigger eras for her.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, but that was my only kind of surprise. I
Yeah.
expected "Wow" actually in there, or "In
Mhm.
My Arms" or something, just to
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
represent that album. But um, I didn't miss it at the time. It was just kind of something I thought about
Like,
after the
oh,
fact.
yeah,
So
right.
yeah,
Exactly.
yeah, yeah. So no, I thought it was perfect. I think it's a great selection from her
Yeah,
discography for
same.
sure. Yeah,
Especially even for me being a newer fan, I was like, no stone left unturned, no turn
yeah.
left unstoned. Let's get it. Like,
Hmm.
so it was good for me.
Yes. Okay, so let's get into the show track by track, and we can get more into the songs themselves.
Yes.
So let's start with the opening. Lights, camera,
Right.
action with the diamond.
Wow. Well, that was loss of words. Because
Were
okay,
you in awe like when we saw Girls Aloud?
you know what? No, it wasn't that bad. Okay, guys, if you haven't watched our girls, especially if you're new here, Girls Aloud for me was like watching like I don't know, like the descension of like angels. My mouth was wide open. Chris was nudging me, and I was like, "Duh." Like my mouth, it's just dumb, just dumbfounded. Ugh, any hoodle doodle. I will say for this one, I wish we would have gotten a flash warning. Can I tell you? I was so because like, okay, so hear me out, right? You're sitting in the crowd, you see the little tension, the banners, like tension
Mhm.
tour. Ooh, I love it. It's dark. Y'all, it was dark the whole time. Then suddenly the house light go off. And then there's a space Star Wars, Star Trek fight in those lights. All I saw was flash, 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 zing, 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 bing, bing. And I was like,
Yep.
oh my God. Like I will say it was outstanding. The laser effects were outstanding with the
Yes.
smoke. It cuts through through the haze. It looked really gorgeous, but it is a lot. I was not expecting it, and I sat there and I was like, if I have a seizure in this aisle right now, I'm going to scream because what the heck? But again, after all of that dramatic,
Mhm.
display of laser beams,
Yes.
this reveal of this diamond cutting up into the sky was great because I think the top part is like a metal contraption,
Yes.
right? And then she's
Yeah.
suspended from it, and then there is the lights. So I think that was gorgeous to look at. The diamond itself
Mhm.
is great. I think just looking at her just singing up there with the spotlight was a great visual. And then we
Mhm.
finally got that blue latex dress. I was like, "Oh yes, honey, give it to me, give it to me." But yes, I
Mhm.
think lights, camera, action itself was a great opener. Hello.
Yes.
Duh.
Me too. Yeah, the lasers were so good. I
Yes.
loved Kylie's repeated, "I wanna break the tension," and she's doing it live
Yeah.
too. Because I think the first night I was like, "Oh, is that part of the track?" But
Mhm.
then she, like, shouts out New York City, and
Oh
I was like,
yeah.
"Oh my god." I was like, "That's her."
She's
So yeah, I
real.
I thought it was great. I thought that was definitely her recreating kind of the album cover,
Yeah.
kind of with her arms and
Yeah.
everything. And I thought that was a really fun way to start. She
Mhm.
sounded great. Uh,
Yes.
and I think it was the right decision to not do the whole song.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
just let it like she wasn't suspended up there for too long.
Right, 'cause that would've been
She was coming down, a
yeah.
minute in, and then it goes straight into "In Your Eyes."
It's in your eyes.
Yes.
I sound
You do
so
that for every song?
sleazy. It would be sleazy for every song. It's in your eyes.
Oh, man. So this one was the
Mhm.
Infinite Disco mix that she
Yeah.
has been performing for a while, which I love. It has, like, the
Yes.
extra drama and the chorus.
Yeah.
And this is one, like, the crowd I don't know how it was for where you were, but the crowd was loud
Oh, really?
already
You
for
know
this
what?
song.
I
Yeah.
had a chill section. We were all kind of just
Mm.
like, it was like classy.
Feeling
Yeah,
yourself?
it was like classy. I was in a very classy section. The dancing, the singing was happening, but it was more like we're all around each other. If you're with someone, you're with them. Everyone was kind of like, chill and not being so like, I need to
Mm.
film myself. Like there was one girl who sat there like getting filmed by her boyfriend or like her friend, whatever. But legit, she was just one of one because everyone else was just in it and dancing and singing, And I was like, ah. It's like a chill, classy moment, but they were
Oh,
singing. You know what I'm saying? Everyone
okay.
was really enjoying it. I do wonder what it would have been like to kind of hear like the "Oh my god!" like you heard. I didn't
Yeah,
get the
the
"Oh my
floor
god."
was pretty crazy, I would say. Yeah.
Yeah. All the people in
um
my section were just like, "Oh my gosh, she's here."
Yeah, I mean, these first basically 4 songs kind of all seed into each other. So after In Your
Yeah.
Eyes, we had Get Out of My Way, and
Mhm.
then What Do I Have to Do?
Mhm.
Um, and so yeah, what did you think of just this whole kind of little section?
Yeah, so just going with the dancers, I think the section of this whole act was they were dressed like futuristic motorcyclists or like cops. I don't
Yes.
know. Like it was just giving weird
It's kinda
little alien
alien-ish
house.
as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the long coats was giving kind of like authoritarian, kind of like, yes, sir,
Uh-huh.
no, sir. Um, the helmets, the black attire, the LED visuals were decent. I think the blue tones of Get Out My Way, those visuals had the stairs that were used as props as well
Yes.
on the stage. So you had people climbing those steps. So it kind of tied back into what you were looking at. So I will say that throughout the show, there were moments of like, what the heck is this visual? I feel like I'm on a Windows media player. But then something happens on stage that actually does kind of tie you back into it where it's like, oh, there's a connection. I
Mhm.
think the bareness of everything though, even with the lighting and such, forced not forced you, but it caused you to keep your eyes on Kylie. So I think that is good. Like, what do I have to do? For example, how like the neon geometry of the pyramids. I can't
Oh,
say like I
yeah.
really liked it. Like it was pretty, and it allowed for a moment for Kylie to stretch on the stage. So she was working the stage right and left, right
Yes.
and left. So I could appreciate that, and the pink lights behind her just kind of illuminated everything but still you're focused on her. So I think it kind of definitely it played a role, even if it wasn't like the most relevant to her. It made
Yeah.
her the most relevant thing. And I
Mm.
think after all of those colors, that blackout spotlight moment for Come Into My World,
Yes.
honey, I need a professional shot of that. I need to see what that looks like because it like, ooh, on my phone it's so grainy. I need like a nice like lens, like good expensive lens photo of that because it was really nice, and I think it was a good way to kind of just kill all the noise before
Mhm.
that little ballad esque section of "Come Into My World" started playing.
Yes.
Like I can appreciate
Yeah.
that. So in terms of like the pacing, again, I think everything else was just really good. It's just what are these visuals? And I'm gonna try not to
Yeah.
complain too much about it, but I think just overall, the whole point is there. It makes sense in terms of like sonics and movement on
Mm.
the stage.
Mhm.
So I appreciated it.
Yeah. I will say the choreo that the dancers were given was definitely a little odd. It was kinda
Ooh.
slow and robotic,
Yeah.
this whole act,
Yeah.
and so I didn't fully get it. I think it made sense for "Come Into My World" because that song kinda sounds like an alien could be singing that anyway,
That's
you know?
ridiculous.
But more
Yeah.
so for the first 4 songs, I was kind of like, "I don't what's happening?"
Yeah, heads up. Yeah.
Especially "What Do I Have to Do?" where I was kind of like,
Uh,
what are they doing?"
uh,
Um But yes, all eyes on Kylie for sure. But yes, Come Into My World was the ballad into dance
yes.
hybrid mix, which she also did in Vegas.
Mhm.
Again, I love it so much. It's so dramatic.
Yes.
I love the little bops for the na 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 that she does that she's been doing for the past few years. But that's one of her Grammy winning songs. So
Yeah.
I'm glad it got its time to shine because it hasn't actually been in all her shows, that one.
Oh,
Yeah.
fun fact. Hello. All of these songs that were playing, a little older song, older song, older song, and then finally we get another Tension 2 track with Love the Way You're Gone. I think
Good
that
is
whole
gone.
Good as Gone. I don't know why I have it here, Love the Way You're Gone. Yeah. I think with all of the other songs, like, you know, Come Into My World, it's like slow, and then EDM is back. Ooh, 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 yes, 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 yes. And then you have Good as Gone. I was
Yeah.
excited for that because you and I have had a very intimate moment with her at the
Yes, we have.
y'all, listen, her album rollout during the NYC events was so fun. They were all super intimate, and like she had like cute little dance for like Good As Gone. They didn't exactly do the dance, but
It was close.
yes, exactly.
Yeah.
I was like, I'll take it. I'll take it. I think the solar visual behind her was really pretty. Like you have like these solar flares happening, and then it went from red and orange to purple and blue, and then it snapped back into that Winamp visual. But yeah, I think that whole section there, you have like the fedoras on the dancers, and
Yeah.
that's when I started to like I started to pay attention a little bit more to the dancers because I like their outfits. I'm not gonna lie, my brain was like, I'm not paying attention to these weird little alien versus predator heads.
Yeah.
But yeah, when the fedoras came out, I was like, look at the light shine on those. And I think at one point or another, I forgot which one was it, what song was it? I think it was Spinning Around. They interpolated "To Be Real" by Cheryl Lynn. To be
Mhm.
real. And I was
She's
like,
been doing that for a while, actually.
I
Yeah.
didn't peep it. I love it. I love it. I
Yeah. Shout out
love
to
it.
Steve.
Yes,
Yes.
love it.
Yeah. Before we move on from Good As Gone, I just want to say I'm so glad
Mhm.
that that's what she chose
Right.
from Tension 2, because really it is only 3-ish tracks from each Tension album. And
Mhm.
and I was
Mhm.
expecting someone for me just because that was technically a single,
Yeah.
I guess at least in some
Yeah.
territories, but Good As Gone is up there for me for sure from
Yeah.
that album. And
Yes.
so I'm really glad that's what she chose. I will say it did lose some of the crowd around me. But I was living for it.
Good
So
for you.
hopefully they felt my energy.
They probably
Uh
did because I felt it. I kept looking down
yeah.
and seeing you dance.
Creepy. No, I'm kidding. Um Kidding,
No.
kidding. But yes, then it segued right into Spinning Around, which you mentioned,
Yes.
which it's funny because I think, again, I don't get why people can't just enjoy songs even if they don't know them that
Right.
well, but
Yeah.
whatever. I think it took some people a minute to realize it was a song they knew.
Oh my
Because I remember
gosh.
Spinning Around starting and it was like
Yeah.
only me that was like, oh my God.
Right.
And it took people till like the chorus to kind of get into it. And I was like, yeah, it's just
What is
interesting.
that?
Just
No.
analyzing audiences is just so interesting,
Yes.
you
Yeah,
know?
that's so weird
Yeah,
though.
it's very easy to lose a crowd, especially
Yes.
nowadays when you
Yes.
have the phone and everything.
Yes.
Uh,
The phone and
but yes,
everything.
this was special for me because this was her first time going down the catwalk.
Yeah.
So she finally comes down the catwalk and she's really feeling herself on this one. Like I don't think I've ever seen her have this much fun singing this song,
Oh, I love
which
that.
is awesome.
That is
Yeah, yeah,
so
yeah. Like
sweet.
she's just so loose during it, and
Yeah.
she's very playful
Yes.
with it. And then yes, the dancers. She then leaves. She then leaves, and then the dancers come out. And yo, the second night. So the second night, I was right next to the end of the catwalk,
Yeah.
and they were hitting so hard.
Yeah.
It was insane because that choreo is
Mhm.
crazy. They're like doing all
Yeah,
these like
the rolling
in
of
and
the
outs.
arms.
Like yeah, yeah, yeah. This is crazy.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my god, they are killing it. So yes,
Yes.
shout out to the dancers. Yes,
Absolutely. Worth
yes,
worth an interrupting text from me because I remember texting you around this time. And I was like, they're so good. I love them.
yes, yes. Any final
All
thoughts
right,
on
guys.
Act One before we move on from you?
Act one was cute. Act
Mm-hmm.
one was real cute.
It was,
But something was telling me it was going to get better, and it did.
and it did.
It
Yes.
did.
Okay, so we then get a little video interlude of Taboo,
Yes.
another highlight from Tension 2,
Ugh.
which
Love that.
segued straight into a new version of On a Night Like This.
On a night like this.
Yes. One of my favorites.
That's such
And the guy next to me, the second night, it was also his favorite, so he
Aw.
was very excited. So yes.
I love that.
What'd you think of the new mix?
Okay, so here's the thing, right? We had finally gotten a visual of her face after so long.
Yes, that's right.
And
That's right.
it's such a shame because it's so effective. I'm like, do you
Yes.
understand how it adds to the overall look of the performance? Like, are you kidding
Mhm.
me? It's goodness. I mean, I guess maybe she was like, I don't want to be vain and have my face plastered everywhere. I don't know what her thought process was, but again, it matters so much, especially for the fogies in the back. We can't see
Mm.
your face, and all we have is these little like, some of these like these little
Little
two
screens.
panels. Okay,
Yeah.
whatever. Like I cite Girls Aloud for examples. They filmed different visuals for each song, or like they would have like them on the screen, or like
Music
something that looked
video
like
footage.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
music video, or something that actually fit or framed the whole
Yes.
stage. can't compare apples to oranges. Delicious fruit, but they are different. But
Yeah.
yeah, no, I think this was fun to have her come back. The red jumpsuit, honey,
Hmm.
it looked really good with the colors present on the LED screen. Um, I think when the dancers came back in, you have like these pinks and these blues and these other
Yeah.
like very childish colors. I know it sounds like kind of rude, but it's not rude. It's just when I look at these colors, these primary colors, it just reminds me of a Crayola box. So I'm like, okay, what's happening? What's going on? They're wearing their hats like one of the characters from freaking Fat Albert. The bucket hat is pulled down, all you can see is their
Yes, that's
eyes.
right.
I was like, what the heck? Um, I think with last night there was like an infinite corridor visual that matched the colors of the dancers' costumes. So again, there's something on the stage that is tying people to what's happening to the visuals.
Sure.
I'm trying. I am trying. Okay, I'm trying. But again,
Yeah.
I still think we should have gotten a visual form from her video, from any music video. The song
I
is,
mean, Last Night I Dreamt I Fell in Love does have a video.
as I'm saying, I know I'm
Yeah,
just saying, even if we could have gotten something like that. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
Last night
Yeah.
is cute. We love her, but a visual would have been nice. I do
Yeah.
believe that some of the song choices again from Tension could have been swapped
Mhm.
out here and there. Like I'm still trying to figure out why 10 out of 10. It would have been fun for me. I'm just saying.
Oh.
But as soon as that thought came to my head, I was like, maybe she chose the song because she likes it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, so I will say, so I've now gone back to see what she did kind of
Mhm.
through the tour so far.
Mhm.
And so this song was actually performed on the B stage the very first night. And so
Oh.
it actually, it felt like, at least from watching the footage, that it was kind of
Mhm.
last minute, actually. And then the second night, then it was just her on stage, and then like they added the choreography like later on, a few shows in.
Ooh, okay.
And so this seems to have been a later addition to the set list. So yeah, I do wonder if maybe there was something else there originally, or if she
Okay.
just, because the song had only just come out, I think right before the tour started.
Right. Right.
Um, and so maybe she was just excited that the new song was out, and then she enjoyed singing it live, so she was like, let's just put it in the set, maybe. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. All right. I'm not mad at that. I'm
Yeah.
not mad at that. Okay.
Yeah,
No
yeah, yeah.
problem.
But I will say this one was fun. I also agreed with you. I was like, oh, that's random. Because again, I had only seen, I just kind of very quickly skimmed the set list from the first night, like a few weeks ago or
Yeah.
whenever it started. And I remember seeing this on there, but I just thought it was like a one off thing as a fan request or something. Just as like,
Uh,
oh, I have a new song that just came out. I
right.
didn't realize it was like part of the main set. So,
Right. She's
so
in
that's
there.
interesting.
She's
But
in
I will say it is obviously one of the more modern sounding, more quote unquote
Mm,
on trend songs of hers.
yeah.
So it does balance out the rest of the section because on a night like this does sound very 2000s.
It does,
And
yeah.
then she gets into the 90s stuff. I mean, Things We
Yeah.
Do for Love, which we'll get to in a second. I mean, that's an 80s
Yeah.
sounding song, so I guess just to kind of balance out this act a little bit more, maybe she just wanted something a little bit more modern. But
Okay.
she has fun with like the bouncing and stuff
Yes.
during it. So yeah, I enjoy it. But yeah, I think this might be one, I could see this one being switched out later on, maybe.
Okay. Because a 10 out of 10 is a good
Yeah.
option too. I'm just saying.
Yes. Okay, so then after that, then we get Better the Devil You Know and Shocked, two of
Mhm.
her 90s classics.
Mhm. Okay. So my fondness for Better the Devil You Know is because of Steps. I know it's her song, but I think because I've heard them sing it so often that I've just grown
Yes.
accustomed to hearing all their voices.
Yeah.
Love the original version. It's giving diva house. We love that. Um, it's a signature song, and it's definitely become a fave of mine, of hers,
Yeah.
excuse me. I was in the chill section of the concert, which I'm not complaining about because I needed a little bit of chill, but like appreciative energy. Everyone was just, swaying. Ah, na, 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 na. They all were just there singing the song. No one was bumping into each other, which I appreciate.
Yeah.
I will say that because my section was pretty chill, the reactions to the inflatable characters was a little muted. I think it was
Yeah.
just pure shock and confusion. But no WTFs, no audible
Ooh.
WTFs that I noticed. Then again, I did have
Mm.
earplugs in, so maybe I missed it. But I'm not gonna lie to you. In that section with Shocked and Better the Devil, I don't know. It was like, was Katy Perry's creative team like in the wrong concert meeting Zoom chat? I don't know. But they may have been. It says, do I mind them? No. Do I hate them? Not at all. Do they make sense? No.
No.
Were they fun? Sure.
Yes,
Was
yes.
the fighting during Shocked funny? Yeah, sure. Is the criticisms of the costumes warranted? Sure. But once again, why take anything seriously? Have fun, enjoy the space that you're in. Stranger
Mm.
things have happened at UK shows, i.e., steps in those giant heads I will never forget. I
Yeah,
mean, Paula Abdul used to pull out Scat Cat, not Scat Cat. Is it Scat Cat? Yeah, Scat Cat
yeah,
for, opposites attract.
totally.
And Janet had that whole Teletubby airplane moment for the All For You tour. Every pop artist has had a strange moment of WTF, and I do not mind it. Again, in terms of the criticism, I can understand people are like, what is this? What is this?
Yeah.
But I can't say I hated it. I'm not mad at the little polygon shapes. I think they were cute. I want to
I
hug
was
them.
thinking Sour Patch
Oh
Kids.
my god.
Yeah.
Oh.
I will say though,
Mhm.
I loved the visual for Shocked. It's
Uh.
Kylie in that like inflatable dress,
Oh
like
yeah.
bird
Yeah.
flapping.
She's just like
I don't know what is happening. I
yeah.
love that. I wanted
Yeah.
more stuff like that. Like
Yes,
I
that
wanted
was
weird stuff.
fun.
Yeah, something fun and weird like that,
Like the
as
Take That
opposed to
concert.
like these like screensavers.
Yeah.
But yes, it was great to hear Devil live. It's the first time I've ever heard her sing it just like kind of straight. Like
Oh yeah,
last
no
time I saw her,
extra
it was like
oomph.
a remix of it.
Right.
So it was fun just to sing that with her, and she
Yeah.
did give me some attention the second night because
Nice.
I was going quite crazy for this section, and the people around me actually have a clip. My friend took a soccer clip, so I'll put it here. You can see I'm clearly enjoying myself the most out of the people around me. So
Told you. That's what I'm saying.
yes.
You look down like, oh, I know where
Uh,
he is. I'm like, yeah.
yes. And then shout out to Shocked as well. She hasn't performed that in a while.
hmm
Really great new mix with the keyboards all amped up, and that
Yes.
has kind of like a rave beat down there. And then Kylie did the rap, which she hasn't done in
Yeah, that
years,
was
which was
fun.
very, very fun. And then another fun fact here, actually, the
Hmm.
very first night it seeked into I Believe in You right after Shocked.
Oh.
But that was cut after the first night. So
Oh.
another change.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's so
Yeah.
interesting. I always find it so impressive and respectable that the bands and the music director and everyone involved can sit there and go, we're not doing this number that we practiced like how many months
Yep.
for. We're not doing it. Okay.
That's right.
It's
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
stressful. It's highly stressful. And all you can do is just, appreciate the artist because it is a lot. I mean, you've probably been in like we're changing this A count. You're like, girl, we have like 30 minutes to the show. Yeah, yeah, we're changing it though. You probably has moments like that,
Oh, yeah.
Shoot, I
Yeah.
know I had costume change too, and I was like, girl,
Yep.
costume
It's like,
change?
hey, we're changing this entire choreography and staging.
Yeah, it's bananas. So kudos to
Yeah.
them. Shout out to them.
Oh, yeah.
So I think as the show progressed, I've always noticed that Kylie does give a moment for like her singers to come out and perform and stuff.
Yeah.
So the things we do for love, I think that was so sweet to kind of
Yes.
have the girls on stage. Um, I think again, the neon 80s visualizer was pretty and it definitely helped us focus on what's happening in the center. But again, I think her overall idea of keeping it intimate and everything was definitely achieved because I felt like I was getting to know those girls as well. Like they finally came down
Hmm.
from that perch that up
Yeah.
for lack of a better word, that upper deck of the stage, that Kylie never actually went to, which is kind of disappointing.
Yeah.
But whatever. But I enjoyed it, and I think Locomotion going into that was fun too. Just going through life, and I was like, oh God, I need a big pick me up. This concert was that, and then especially Locomotion, and I think the visuals itself, hello, had Kylie in them, and they were so happy
Yes.
and giddy, and the '80s like motifs and decals inside. It was very quirky, and then you see the dancers wearing like all these very quirky outfits. Like the outfits were
Yeah.
normal silhouettes, but the patterns were quirky, like
Yes.
the houndstooth pattern, some other crap on it too. So it made the whole performance fun. And I love the train line into the audience because then you have like a camera displaying her onto the larger screen. And I was like, finally, we get to see her in the middle screen, like just right there. But it was really cute. I mean, you see it a lot at K-pop concerts where they kind of go
Yeah.
into the crowd and the fans kind of just see themselves. But this one was kind of just like, again, it just feels so intimate. It feels so like clear, like you can actually reach out and touch her. So I think all of that just adds to the overall closeness to Kylie. The Kylie
Mm.
closeness, if you will, with a K, you know?
Yes. Yes. I was so happy Things We Do for Love made it onto this set list because
You love
this
that
is the
song.
one. This is the one
Yeah,
that I picked as my
you
keep
did. Yes.
in our Tension album review.
This is the one you
And
like.
so I was really glad this made it in there.
Mhm.
And it's a tough song to sing
Oh my
as
God,
well.
yes. Yes.
And you could tell she was having fun with it. And yeah, the whole end where there's like no time to breathe and they're all just kind of going for it. That was
Yeah.
actually really fun. That was definitely a highlight for me.
Uh-huh.
Um, and actually, I could actually hear when she said she was going to do it. There were a few people that were just as excited as I was. So,
Nice.
yes. But yeah, Locomotion. It's so funny, like watching her do this song through the years, because there definitely was like
A gap.
like a 15, 20 year period where she was very embarrassed by it,
Mm.
you know?
Oh, I don't blame her.
And she was like, okay, I'm going to do it every way possible that's not the original. It's like, I'm going to do it sexy. Like, I'm going to
Yeah.
do it like ravey. I'm going to do whatever. But now she's fully embraced it, the cheese of it. Like her doing
Yeah.
like, what is that move? Like what is
What
this?
was the sprinkler?
Yeah, the sprinkler. Her doing the sprinkler, and then of course just doing like just doing the actual
The dance,
locomotion just
yeah.
down the runway.
Mhm.
Was super super fun. You could see her dancers were having so much fun with it too.
Yeah.
And yeah, I loved her. I love how dramatic she made the walking through
Oh,
the
yeah.
crowd too. The way she like poses at the
Uh-huh.
gate first. It was
Yeah.
very fun. Yeah, very, very fun.
Very
And yeah,
silly.
it was a great way to get to the B stage for sure. Like, 'cause
Yeah.
it kept everyone's energy up, even though it was like a full like couple minutes, you know?
That you know what? Very
Yeah.
clever. Because I was like, "Where's
Yeah.
she going?" Like an idiot. Girl, I even just now as we were talking about it, I was like, "Where was she going?" Like, I was just like listen,
Girl.
I was lost in the sauce, and again, I got lost in it
Hey,
because I
you were
remember.
in the moment, which is what
Yeah.
this next song was all about, as she
Yes.
said. So yeah, so she did Hold On to Now from
Yes.
Tension. Were you happy with this choice being in there?
I'm like, I really forgot where the hell she was going. Okay, so Hold On to Now was really, truly a moment. It was a moment in time to just be close and to live. So I
Yeah.
think visually and symbolically, this number was good. The stars behind her, the background singers being on stage. It felt like again, everything falls away, all the grandiose
Hmm.
designs and the lights and everything, and it's just her. It's just
Yeah.
Kylie.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah, the
but
song is so good too. Like there
yeah.
is something very melancholic about it,
Uh-huh.
which makes it even feel more poignant. Like the whole kind of live in the now message feels even more poignant with the song.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's so good. It's grown on me so much. Like it's definitely become one of my favorites, even from across kind of these last few
Oh,
albums,
dope.
honestly.
Dope.
Yeah. And I love that choir moment that she
Yes.
gave the background singers at the
Oh my
end.
god, yes, and she, like, let them sing and such, and
Hmm.
I was like, "Go ahead, girl. Go ahead." Yeah, so during this section, she also did some fan requests, which is
Yes.
fun. I think that was
Hmm.
really good because again, it ties back into the intimacy. No offense, but Beyonce ain't doing that. No offense, but like Gaga will sit there and be like, "Guys, Little Monsters, I wrote the song for you. I was in the back of a cab." Like she'll do that. But like the fact and you have Tate McRae. And maybe write a song. You guys
Is her mic even on that one?
stop it. I like Tate. But
I'm just
anyway,
asking.
I mean, you know what, guys? But the point is, nobody really goes, which I want to hear.
Yeah.
And she does it. And shout out to her for doing it every time. Cause I don't know that person that requested dreams. I was like, yo, the fact that she was on key, could remember the word. Cause it's been so many years. I don't think people
Oh,
realize it.
yeah.
I don't think people realize, even me with my little 5 little songs. I love my 5 little songs, but there have been times I forgot the word of the song. I'm like, girl, you only have like a handful of songs. What are you doing? So for her to remember that far back and to basically sing like the chorus, no, the verse,
Yeah, she sang the full
the
verse
first verse
first
actually,
verse. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
So kudos
yeah.
to her. And then the one
Yes,
came.
we got the one acoustic.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's been interesting kind of again, just kind of seeing what she's been doing
Hmm.
throughout this tour because it seemed like the first night,
Yeah.
or at least the first couple nights, it wasn't as planned. Like it really was just her
Oh,
going around in a circle and
yeah.
like, what do you want to hear?
Yeah.
But then it felt like there was then kind of one a night that they kind of had
Planned. Hmm.
planned, at least as a backup if they didn't have another request that they really wanted to do or
Yeah.
Kylie really
Or,
wanted
or
to
could
do.
remember.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I will say though, before we talk about some of the other ones that she's done in other nights,
Hmm.
I will say the first night in New York, it was a little weird
Oh, why?
because I think she was trying to search for more songs. Like
Oh,
after
yes.
she sang Dream, she was
Yeah.
trying to find a few other ones. And then
Yes.
some fan told her, like, a hit.
Yeah.
And she was like, you'll get that one later.
Yes, you're right.
And
Yes.
then she kind of went in a circle and then was like, okay, so we're gonna do the one,
Yes, you're right. You're
and I was like,
right.
oh, did anyone actually even request the one? I couldn't see
Oh.
from where I was. But
Like
the
she whispered
second
it.
night,
She made like a whisper moment. Yeah, you're right.
yeah, so then that's why I was like, I think they must have a backup just in case.
Yes.
That's like, tonight we'll
Okay.
do this one if we don't get one that we want to do.
Yeah.
But the second night,
Yeah.
the crowd was much more prepared. There were a lot of posters for
Nice.
various songs.
Nice.
So the guy who did Dreams, he had a poster that said Dreams on it. So I think
Right.
people learned from him maybe.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, there were a lot of good songs on these posters. A lot of
Yeah.
them she actually skipped over. Like people had like a Drug
Oh.
from X.
Yeah.
There was Disco Down
Oh wow.
in there.
B-sides. Like here's
But
a B-side.
there were these 3 guys that had WOW.
Yeah.
They were each holding a
Wow.
letter. So she
Yeah.
did sing the verse of Wow, kind
Yeah.
of like very quickly.
Yes.
She did some of New York City. And then she did a little bit of the golden chorus.
Nice.
And then she got very excited because someone had a poster that said story on it from Tension. And she grabbed it and she was like, we haven't done this one yet. And she was very excited. And she like
Yeah.
looked at the band and they were like,
Ooh.
we got this. And then they
Ooh.
did the entire song. They did the
Ooh.
entirety of Story and the whole band did it.
Oh my God. Wow.
So from some sleuthing,
Talented.
some fans have gotten the paper set list from previous nights.
Yeah.
And Story was actually written on a few set lists next to Hold On To Now, but I guess it was maybe an alt for Hold On To Now, but she hadn't actually done that up till now. So
Wow.
we got the first performance of Story on this tour, the second night.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. So
How
yeah, it'll be fun just
fun.
to kind of watch this request section through the next couple months.
Oh
But
yeah.
yeah, in Australia, so she did It Again
Yeah.
and Breathe from Impossible Princess. She did do Wow, like
Yeah. I heard
acoustically.
that one. Yeah.
She did Turn It Into Love in Tokyo, which that's she only released that song as a single in Japan. So that was very special of her to do that.
Yeah.
So yeah, it'll be fun to see what else they have prepared for that.
Wow, that is so
Yeah.
cool. Oh, that's so cool. This whole section
Yeah.
was great. And I think the way it was kind of what's my word, like the transition into it was nice because again you have that intimate moment. Then she gave a flower to an audience
Fan.
member.
Yeah.
Which was really audience member, my bad, for lack of a better word. But yeah, she sang where the
Hopefully a
wa-
fan, not just an audience member.
whoopsie, I made a poopsie. But yeah, where the wild roses grow, she sang to them, and I thought that was really sweet. And then she talked about the album album era that I got into, which is
Yes.
disco.
Yes.
And she started with what, Say Something? And I
Yeah.
think that sounds, you can tell a song is good
Oh
when
my
you can
gosh.
just have a guitar. What a
Mhm.
good
The
song.
Dolly Parton test.
Yeah, the Dolly
Yeah.
Parton test is real. It's true.
Mhm.
But yeah, no, I think that was great because again, you have like this momentum building and you have this acoustic guitar playing and everyone's singing, and then the ball comes down, you're like, oh my
Mhm.
God, the disco ball.
Yep.
And that was my wow moment because I sat there and I was
It
like,
was a wow moment.
I was
Yes.
like, no, you did not with this Moon Prism Power business. Girl, you better get out of here. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. I had to take a picture of it. I was like, oh my God, look at the
I
light.
think everyone did. When I saw the disco ball coming down, I
Yeah.
was like, oh, that's going to happen. So yes, I do have a clip of it. I'll play it right here. Yeah,
Amazing,
no, the
though.
way they decided to do that with it starting acoustically and building up was so good. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. I think the emotional peak of the show for me, I would
Okay.
say.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, for
yeah,
sure. I think that was strangely enough, all the disco songs are quite, you know,
perfect.
not according to the gentleman you were sitting next to that second or
Oh my gosh.
what?
When she started introducing disco, he actually went like this, gun to his mouth.
Oh, that is
Yeah.
so rude.
To his friends. I was so annoyed.
That is so
Also,
rude.
the guy next to me was so excited she was singing Story,
Yeah.
and they were like making fun of him.
Oh yeah, you know
These
what?
guys were not it.
No, they weren't. No.
No.
Go home. Go
Yeah.
home and give your ticket to me. any hoodle doodle, those
Yes.
stinkers. I think when Galaxy Supernova came in, you had the
You mean
flare of the
Supernova?
Why did I say Galaxy Supernova?
I mean, the word galaxy is in the lyrics.
That's such a mouthful. A Galaxy Supernova. But
Okay,
yes,
so then we had the full disco medley,
I was
which started with
yeah.
Supernova.
Yes. Supernova
Mhm.
itself, by itself, just Supernova, is a really great song. I think with the capes and the dramatic and the flair of it all, this was really nice, and having it be silver with all the lights, again, just reflecting off of their outfits, it was so
Mm.
pretty. They looked like very beautiful ghosts, I would say, like, or like choirmen, I don't know, but I was just trying to figure out what was going on, right, in terms of, like, the costume, because it was very big, very drapey, and then suddenly, they cover her up and reveal a red dress. So I'm like, "Oh, there it is.
It's a
There
reveal.
it's a
Yes.
reveal!" Without using corny curtains, you know? So I appreciate that, and,
Yes.
again, like, the whole area there felt like a disco moment, like an actual
Mhm.
disco, small, intimate, and it felt good because it's like she's performing on this big stage for so long
Yeah.
that when she came forward onto the B stage, the visuals in the back actually weren't as like, "Look at me, look at me, look at me." It was more
No.
just like
Yeah.
stars and constellations and et cetera, et cetera. So I think for those people who were sitting in that one section, like, right in front of all of it, that was an
Mhm.
awesome moment. People sitting on the side, like, it's great that that little stage was there,
Yeah.
and then she came back to the main stage for
Yeah,
real.
well, so first before we even get
Oh,
there,
yeah?
so again, I watched a lot of actually the very first show because obviously that's where the most changes happened.
Oh, yeah?
So she actually sang more of Supernova. So
Oh,
the reveal was not a thing.
oh.
Reveal was not a thing at all. There was a longer intro to
Mhm.
Supernova, and then she actually sang the whole verse before the
Mm.
chorus, and then
Okay.
they made it just straight into the chorus after that.
Oh.
Yeah, so little change there, but I think it was good. It kind of kept the momentum going, like you've been
Yeah.
saying. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Wow.
and then so before she headed back, she did start Real Groove, which
Yes.
we love.
Yes.
Um, and I will say though, when this did start on the B stage, I was like, I hope she doesn't do the entire disco medley on the B stage because selfishly, I was kind of far away from it. So I was very happy when she made her way back after the Real Groove
Yeah,
chorus.
so, you know what? We appreciate realness here on CCTV. We appreciate, which is why you, if you're a real Kylie fan, should subscribe to us 'cause we do Kylie reviews.
So many Kylie
So
reviews,
many.
and we still have so many more albums to go.
Thank you, Kylie, for feeding us.
Yes, that's
And we're
right.
almost we're at 5K subscribers, so let's freaking
Four,
we're at 5K, no? Oh, no, we're
four,
not.
four.
Sorry, guys. Sorry. Listen, I'm in my mind, we're there already. So help us get to
Yes.
5K. We're at 4,000 already, which is really cool because three months ago, we were at 2. Hello, time is passing by, honey, light years, like the Kylie
Mm.
album. Let's get it. Let's get it. Okay. So make sure you subscribe. Make sure you give us a nice little like, follow, and all that good stuff too. But yeah, anyway, I feel
Yes.
like this part when she was back on the main stage was really fun because even the dancers kind of took off their clothes a little bit. You
Yeah.
know, she also did Magic, which is my favorite song by her.
Yes.
Well, one of my favorites, because I would say, like, I feel like if Mary J. Blige would have done that song, it would have been a hit on urban AC radio. I'm
Mhm.
telling you, I said it back then when it came out. I mean it now. Like, if Mary J. Blige did this song, my mom would be like, "I love this. I love this so much." But yeah, this whole section here, the galaxy and space themed, looked great with the costumes. Finally, the visuals made sense. Um,
Mm.
and then eventually, before the act ended, we got visuals with this dancer's silhouette. So with the
Yes.
DJ Saved My Life ending, and that whole area was fire. Okay, that whole section of them dancing and whacking and hitting and clacking, and I was like, y'all
Mhm.
about to break a bone, go off. But yeah, no, I think it
Yeah.
was good. That whole little section there, letting them
Yeah.
shine, solid, solid.
Mhm. Yeah, the dancers, I loved so yeah, it was "Where Does the DJ Go" as the
Yeah.
last song of the medley, and
Hmm.
yeah, it was kind of like a ball-ish kind of staging,
Yeah,
right? They had each
yeah,
dancer come out and do their thing,
yeah,
and, there was some voguing in there, there was some, it was
yeah.
great, it was great, the dancers were killing it.
Hmm.
Another change, so the
Hmm.
first couple shows in
Yes,
Australia,
tell
it
us.
was not Magic, it was Monday Blues.
They did. Oh, I love Monday Blues too. I love Monday
Yeah,
Blues.
I prefer Magic, so I was very excited that it
True,
switched,
but I love Monday
but
Blues
yes. So
though.
yeah,
Oh,
yes, there are some clips of her doing Monday Blues instead. But no,
aw.
Magic, I mean, it's the single,
Yes, makes
like it's
sense.
it's so I mean, I wonder if they just were worried that the momentum maybe would die a little bit with it, but I think everyone knew that song, so everyone was so hyped that it started.
Yeah.
So yeah, very happy with that change. But yeah, I'm just glad disco
Got a
got
time.
such a pivotal,
Yes.
just got such an important moment in the show.
Yeah.
Because I know she had mentioned it. She was like, of course, I want to reference disco, but I was a little worried that it would just be Say Something or,
Oh, yes.
I was like,
That
I'm
makes
glad
sense.
it really got a moment and definitely one of my favorite parts of the show for sure.
For sure, for sure. I think this
Yes.
is a great shining beacon of a moment, which is why when Act 4, if you wanna call it that, came back around with Confide In Me,
Oh, and that
um, the
intro, that
intro
film
was
noir intro.
yeah, so dramatic, and I can honestly say I was like, what is going on?" Because I actually forgot to film it. I was like, "Oh, goodness." Like, the film noir Sin City with the, like, pop of
Yeah.
color, I think it was gorgeous. I was so locked in, my behind forgot to take even a picture. Like, I would at least try to take a
I think
picture.
I did. We'll see.
Yeah. Sorry,
If you're
y'all.
seeing something here right now, that means I did.
Awesome, because it wasn't 'cause it ain't coming from my phone. I was like, "Dang." But yeah, so Confide in Me has such a dark feeling to it, and I think it's one of those songs that if you are not a Kylie fan, you would not expect it, you wouldn't know who's singing it. It's such a good song. I was sitting there listening to it, and I was like, "Damn, I wanna write a song like this. I'm gonna write a song like this one." Like, it was just so good. Into the staging, she comes on with this cloak, and I was like,
Yes, and
"What
all the
the"
dry ice comes
Ye
out.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It was very not even I don't wanna say ominous, I think mysterious is it? Because I don't wanna make it sound like she was being sinister, because I don't think that was the case. It was just very, like when you're in a dark place and someone's there in the shadows like, "Take my hand. Do you trust me?" And it's like, "Yes, I trust you." So, like, what I will say though, with the red and the darkness, when the dancers entered, the vibe was ominous because at the end, they're just standing there.
Yes.
So that's when the kind of like, "What the hell? Y'all gonna jump me?" That's like
I was kind of hoping there'd be some more contemporary
me too, but they just
dancing,
stood
but
there.
no, they just stood there, yeah.
Like, I was like, "Oh, I'm about to get jumped in this alley. Oh my god." But then bam, doom, doom, doom,
Okay, wait,
doom.
wait, wait. I wanna talk about Confide in Me
Oh, my bad.
first.
Okay, yeah, I gotta
Because I have to shout out 2 things.
What? What?
Steve,
Yes.
that mix was so effing good. I think this was the only kind of slower moment really in the
Yes.
show. I mean, kind of say something, I guess the start of it is kind of ballad-y, but
No, this is slow.
this was the real,
Yeah.
like, kind of slower moment in the show.
Mhm.
But there was so much energy and drama in that mix. The
Oh my
drums
god,
are so
yeah.
powerful.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was like, "Oh, wow." Like, no one sat down, like, everyone was still in it.
Like, staring,
Yeah.
yes, it's
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
wide
yeah.
open mouths, yeah.
And then with the lights flashing too, like, it was just so dramatic. It was so, so good. And also, I
Yes.
feel like we haven't talked enough about how good Kylie sounded this whole show.
Oh my god, yeah, she's been hitting, like, a lot of, like,
We mentioned it a
falsettos.
little bit in the beginning, but
Yeah.
I have to say this is the best I've ever heard her sound.
Hmm.
Because we've watched most
Hmm.
of her concert tours together at this point. We still have
Yes.
a few to go. But this is definitely the most powerful I've ever heard her.
I can hear
It
that.
felt very strong,
Yeah.
and even with all her jumping and dancing, she still had the groundedness to, like, really hold every note pretty steadily.
Mhm. Mhm.
Uh, it wasn't very
Yeah.
nasal at all.
Yeah.
Like, it was a really strong vocal performance both nights. I was super
Oh,
impressed.
dope. My biggest
Yeah.
thing with, like, multiple night shows, I'm like, "Oh my god, the fatigue, the
Yeah.
fatigue." But if you're saying that she did both, wow,
Yeah. Because
impressive.
in this song, she was doing these some, like,
Yes.
ad libs and stuff that I was like, "Whoa, that's new."
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you're so right, and I just bring it up, yeah, Steve, great job, sir. The strings, oh my gosh, I was like, "Ugh."
Mhm.
That's what made me go, "Oh, I wanna write a song like this." I'm like, "How in the world is this even part of her discography? Oh my god, she's an artist." Like, I was sitting there, like, having a moment. So,
Yeah.
and that's the whole point that you're meant to sit there and kinda go, "Oh my gosh. Oh my
Yeah, and it
gosh."
works.
Yeah.
Totally works.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's like the first dark moment we've had since, Come Into My World. So,
Mhm.
so
It's true.
it definitely is a nice kind of juxtaposition, a switch. But yeah, like I was saying, all of this was just her by herself on the stage, the voices, the lights flashing, and then again you get this whole like gang moment. You're like, oh my god, this is it. I gotta fight for my life. And then suddenly you get all this percolating beats. You're like,
Mm.
wait, hang on, what is this? I know this song. It's slow. I'm like, oh my god, it's slow. And
Yes.
we literally have an episode dedicated to the many versions of slow. So once
We
again,
do.
if you are a lover or just a pop music fan, watch that episode too. Because literally I was like, oh, she's doing slow. What kind of version are we gonna get? My greedy behind was expecting like some brand new mix. It wasn't like brand new. It was pretty classic to like this version
Until the end.
until the end, right? Until
Yeah, yeah.
the end. But I think not switching it up so much and just kind of bringing it like true to form
Mhm.
Nice. Because again, like I said, Confide in Me was giving like, we're gonna jump you in this alley. And then it was like, actually, welcome to the club. We're dancing really slow and sexy, you know? So when the energy does pick up, it's like, oh, okay. So I don't have to fight for my life. This is great. And then also there was like like a how do you say? There was a genuine and understandable, or what's the word for it? The contemporary dancing that started to come made sense. It wasn't just like we're dancing really hard and doing some crazy stuff. It was more like slow flow, you know? So
Mhm.
it gradually became more energetic. That's the word I wanted. It was a natural progression. So yeah,
Yes.
when I think Slow was a great song to kind of tie Confide and Time Bomb together, you
Yes.
know? Because you can take
Yeah,
Slow
yeah,
and make it
yeah.
anything, as we've heard thousands of
Yes.
times. So like,
Yeah. Yeah, I will say, yes, it was quite true to the album version, but there were some little flourishes here or there
yes,
just to add a little bit of drama.
yes.
And then, of course, that build up into the final chorus, into that extended rave mix, I guess you could call this
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
So satisfying. We get another reveal. You know,
Uh-huh.
she's been wearing a different outfit the past few nights, so we got a different color.
Oh,
I think we got pink your night, right?
oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
we got lime green the second
Oh, the
night.
robe, yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I wanted to see
I've seen
something.
a few other colors as well,
I wanted
so
her to open the robe. She was playing games. I'm like, "Girl, show us the bedazzled Swarovski crystal bra underneath it." Like, I saw, like, little like, how my necklace is kind of hanging, that's where the bra straps were, and I was like, "Girl, if you don't open the top a little bit, girl." So annoying, I wanted to see.
Oh, man. Yes, but Slow is just, it's perfect. It
Yeah,
really is. It's
yes.
just such a perfect song.
Everyone had a nice costume reveal. I think this was the best part. I think not just Kylie with her robe that I wanted to look underneath, but also the dancers got a nice sheer garment moment. You know, again, it
Mhm.
just made everything really, really hot and smexy. And I like that. Because she's hot and she should always be hot when she wants to be. But yeah, I think everyone just looked really, really good. And a nice kind of what do you say? Segued into Time Bomb really nicely. So the sexiness
Yes.
was up there.
Yes. So you mentioned you didn't really know Time Bomb,
Nope. But I was dancing.
but it went off, right?
Right.
It went off. Okay, yeah. So you know what? Fans were saying,
Mm,
this set list is lacking like a fan favorite kind of random track. I
yeah.
think Time Bomb
Is
is that
that.
fan favorite random track.
Hell
Was it a
yeah.
single? Yes. But was it a big hit? No. And has she performed it recently? Not at
No.
all. And so I was so excited. I love Time Bomb.
Yeah? I
And
don't
again,
know.
this was kind of a formative time for me. I think I was like, just out of college when the song came out.
Yeah.
It was during her, I think, 25th anniversary celebrations with the greatest hits and everything. And so I just remember this song just being perfect because it's just about, again, like living in the moment.
Yes.
Like you
Yeah.
never know when things will end.
This is
Um,
this is true.
so yeah, I loved this. I loved this as a choice for this
Yeah.
tour. It is so much fun live. She was having so much fun.
Yeah.
And yeah, it does go off. So even if you don't know it, you can jump along to it.
Which is what I was doing because I was like,
Yeah.
"Yeah." I even stopped filming at one point 'cause I was trying to figure out what was going on with the song because I was like,
Yeah.
"What is this? I don't know this one. How come I don't know this one?" Like,
You
so
do
yeah,
now.
I do now. So I'll do more research into it.
Yes.
And yeah, speaking of like Time Bomb, this whole thing explodes into Edge of Saturday Night, the one where I thought that
Yeah.
Madonna had renamed herself for the umpteenth time, but is actually the Blessed Madonna is a DJ. So we did talk about this in our other
In
album
our
review.
Tension 2 album, yes,
Exactly.
review.
So this one I was ready for. I was like, aha, not Madonna, the blessed Madonna. And this was like the first time we actually got music video freaking visuals. And I was like, how hard was it for you to do this
Yeah.
for the rest of the show? But
I
whatever,
agree.
not my business.
Yeah.
But yes, it was. I think the choreography here was like very oozy and melting and flowy. And then there's also erratic moments. I think this is the most like interesting in terms of visual
Mhm.
because there's so much going on. They are kind of flowing and swaying in the pre, and then in the verses are like dancing really erratically. And then there's a moment of acting where at one point one of the dancers act like he's a fan of Kylie trying to get on stage, and the other fan is like,
Yeah.
no. And like people are trying to take pictures of her. She's like, get out of my way. So yeah, it was fun to hear live. It was finally we got the music video visuals,
Yeah.
and it looked like it was fun for everyone to do. Like, I feel like every night it might be a little bit
Yeah.
different because you don't know, like, this is choreography, but anything could happen on
Yeah.
stage. Someone could laugh at any point in time, and it would still fit into the whole concept, and I think that's
Mhm.
so much fun. So it's not it's
So much fun. Yeah.
juxtaposition from that serious Confide in Me to this ending of
Yeah.
Edge. And on top of that, I was there on a Friday, even there on a Saturday, but I was like, oh my God, it's the Edge of the
It's Edge of Saturday
Saturday
night. Yeah. That's so funny. No, honestly, I think this section
Yeah.
is probably my favorite of the whole show. It's Confide in Me through to Edge
Ooh.
of Saturday Night because the way the energy builds and like every song is so different and it was just so much fun because yeah, watching it, I love the way they choreographed it. Like especially
Yeah.
the part near the end where it's like Kylie going crazy and all the dancers are just like posing and then
Yeah.
she stops and then they all
The
go crazy and then it just ends. I think that's brilliant.
Yeah.
One funny thing though is I was actually right. I was very close to where that dancer comes down to pretend to be a fan.
Yeah.
There was a security guard
That thought
that was sitting right there and had no idea what was happening.
oh
So
no.
he was looking up in horror, not sure what if
What
he should do anything. So it
right.
was hilarious.
Can you know what?
Because from
I don't
his
blame
angle,
him.
he just saw
Yeah.
this dancer like struggling.
Yeah. Can I tell you, I thought the same thing because I don't know what I was looking at, but I wasn't focused. That or I put my phone down. I don't know, but I saw hands too, and I was like, "Oh my God, someone needs to get him." On Friday night, I was like, "Someone needs
Yeah.
to get that guy." So it's
They gotta
effective.
warn the security guard
Yeah, it was effective, but
that's
too
sitting there.
effective. Yeah, because because I was like, I understand because I thought the same thing. I was like, oh my God, but it lasted for so long
Yeah.
that I was like, okay, wait, hang on. And then the other dancer was like
Yeah.
this with the
Yes, yes,
hands,
yes.
so that made it a little bit
Oh
more
man.
obvious. But I was like, holy smokes, he's gonna rush the stage.
But yeah, the dancers all kind of strip off during this
Oh my
too.
God,
It's a
yeah.
it has some sexy moments. It was great. I thought this whole yeah, again, I think this is the highlight for me, this act.
That's valid.
Um,
Ooh wee.
yeah.
Okay,
But the energy does not let up
no, it
at
doesn't. I was
all.
about to say it keeps
Because then we
going.
go into well, then we get a little costume change moment and we get an extended intro interlude for tension.
Yes, the VCR.
This is
Finally.
definitely the best one too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. You know, the thing is, it was so simple. Could you agree and say like, "Hey, blue, black, Kylie, done. I loved
Yes.
it." Right? Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Because literally, I
Millions of
no,
Kylies.
the clones, Attack of the Clones. But yeah, literally, guys, if you didn't get a chance to see the show and you saw this visual, you would think, "Oh my God, where's the rest of it?" Because I mean, I'm pretty sure it took forever to film these visuals. Like, shoot, even when I film music videos, I'm like, oh, it's gonna take me like an hour, 2 hours, 5 hours later. You're like, what the hell, not
Mm-hmm.
8 hours? Like, you know? But yeah, this is an example of what some people were probably looking for, and I don't blame them. Kylie on the screen
Mm.
is captivating. Like, there could never be too much. Are you kidding me? Never. I do love it when she came out with that black dress. She looked like the tallest person in the room. Like the dress was just this draping, the cuts in the dress. I wish I knew the designer. I apologize for not
I
shouting them
think it's
out.
all Dolce and Gabbana, I think.
Okay, Dolce& Gabbana,
Yeah.
go off. So yeah, I think overall it looked good. And then having the blue and black effects with the lyrics were great because we all love the Chile with Kylie. Like we love that.
Yes.
Like it deserves visual representation. And I'm
Hmm.
here for it. Like, especially if you don't know the song, it's on the screen. Don't act like you don't know it. Okay,
Yes.
can't imitate. Come on now.
That's right.
And oh, it is delicious. When I tell you I love the song so much, when it finally
I know.
started playing, I was like, yes, because I've been singing this song up until even when I was having a bad day the day before, I was like, touch me, oh my God, touch me right
Touch me
there.
right there.
Yeah, touch me right there. Baby, break the tension. Because I was like, I'm tense. I'm really tense right now. So point is though, it's great and the visual is really fun and kind of futuristic because the way the
Yeah.
geometry was moving and stuff. Um,
Hmm.
so yeah, I think it was
Yeah.
great. I
And I
really enjoyed
love
it.
that the way the dancers were
Mm.
matched. The
Oh,
interlude, it actually
yes.
did all come together. They looked like they were from the Matrix.
Yes.
And the way it was staged, it was just them like strutting everywhere with the
Hmm.
chairs as well.
Yes.
So I thought it was very, I mean, yeah, she used sleek as the word for the tour.
Yes.
These two songs here were very, very
Were that.
sleek.
Were that.
Yeah.
Yes, and their outfits were leather pants and overalls. So it has that whole
Yeah.
like sexy kind of thing going on. The dancers were were giving Black Cat. Every time I see like chairs like that, I think of Janet Jackson's Black Cat.
Mm.
So yeah, I think this whole section was really fun. And then it just goes right into Can't Get You Out of My Head. And I was like, oh my God, the
Yeah.
dancers were whacking and voguing, and there was this little box that they were moving. And then
Yes, little platform thing.
yes, and on the stage in the background there was cubes. neon cubes, and I was like, "Ah, this makes sense because there's a cube on the stage." Um, so again, I do think that there was a point, like, you have to look on stage and then kinda tie it back to what's being worn, being danced, or the colors,
Yeah.
or the props. So I do appreciate that. I think the camera work was kind of cool in that section too. Because remember when she
Oh.
was laying on the cube and the
Yeah.
camera was, like, filming her, she was just kinda just like I
Uh-huh,
look
uh-huh.
crazy, y'all. If you're watching right now, I do apologize. Yeah. There it is, and it looks
Oh.
so cool like that. So but
Yeah, I will say again, so with the intro to Can't Get You Out of My Head with kind of the little acapella
oh, yeah.
moment,
Mhm.
it's so funny because I think night one of MSG, she was expecting more.
You know what? Yeah, they were
She
not
made us all
giving.
sing it again at the end. She was
Yes.
like, "Let me hear you guys do this again." She did not have to do that the second
Good
night.
for her, because 'cause I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie to you, that first night, even I was like, because there were certain
Yeah, it was
songs.
weird. It wasn't giving.
No, like the cell
Yeah.
phones, like the light certain sections where you're like, "Okay, everyone get your flashlights out." I didn't see a lot of flashlights, and I was like, "Y'all are gross."
Yeah, the second night, the crowd was a little more hype for
Okay,
sure.
good.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Good.
But yeah, I really enjoyed the staging of Can't Get You Out of My Head.
Yeah.
It's hard to, kind of keep it fresh, I think, for her.
Yeah.
But again, Steve's mix is just so good. It
Mhm.
just adds a new depth to it.
Yes.
And yeah, I loved all the posing and stuff, like the way that they were doing the platform, where some dancers are on there just posing,
Oh,
or even the
yes.
ones that are pushing it, they're like,
Yeah.
they're like
Right,
giving face as they're like pushing the platform.
yeah.
Uh, yeah, super, super fun. And yeah, just like a cool, a really like, again, slick way of performing this track.
Yes.
And yes, I have a great video of Kylie on that platform. So,
Delicious. La,
yes.
la, la. I love that song so much. I think
Hmm.
it's an undeniable hit, excuse me. And then with all the tension finally being exploded, we get this euphoric moment with all the lovers.
Yes.
Oh my goodness, how nice. I remember not liking this
Hmm.
song. Again, I was a young kid when the song, not super young, but like I was still in Catholic school and kind of being like, women shouldn't be naked. Like I was that kid. So I didn't really like lean into it when I was younger. But this is
Yeah.
such a great song. Like if you're a fan, it feels like she's singing to you. Like it is about, one person that you meet. You're like, this is why I didn't work with anyone else. I get it. But also it's really nice to kind of have like a theme song for your fans as well.
Yes.
So yeah, this always goes off. I don't think the song will never like, not hit unless you're just like, "I don't know this, I hate it." Like, girl, get with it.
No, there is something very joyful
Mhm.
about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and very like maybe because it's from the Aphrodite era, but yeah, I do think there's something kind of ethereal about it as well.
Yes, that's what it is,
Um,
yeah.
and yeah, I don't know. There's a very special feeling whenever that song comes on
You
that I
know
can't like
what?
fully
It
describe.
changes the room,
Yeah,
absolutely. Because I
yeah,
sat there and I was like, I'm not gonna cry or nothing like that, but I'm thinking about it. Go ahead, girl. I think because she is so good at connecting, I don't know, there's something in that woman's voice that is unnatural. Like, because you wanna listen, especially if you're, like, a fan, you wanna listen, you're listening to the words, and you feel like she's singing just to you. Meanwhile, there's, like, hundreds of thousands of people in that damn arena, but hundreds of thousands of thousands, excuse me, but tens of thousands, there we go.
yeah.
And it's like, yeah, this is something about it. Again, I think like you said, it's the whole atmosphere of it, the whole arrangement of it, the background, it all is so full that it's like,
Hmm.
"Oh, this is nice." So nice, so nice. I think it was a nice ending for, like, the standard part of the
Yeah, the
show, if you
main part of
yeah,
the
they
set.
yeah,
Yeah,
for lack of a better
yeah, yeah,
word,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so now we're on to the last act, which was kind of an encore, but not really, because
Yeah.
there wasn't that much of a lull before
Yeah,
the
right.
the intro to Padam Padam came on.
My section tried to do, like, a Kylie chant, and everyone was, like, not picking it up. I'm like, "Y'all suck."
Oh,
I didn't say anything because it was, like, left of me, like, if I'm in section
uh-huh.
118, it was, like, section 117, and I was like,
Right.
"Babes, it's not picking up over here." But I appreciate the effort, but it
Yeah,
was
no, that did not happen. But I feel like there wasn't even really
a
time
need
for
for
it.
it.
Like I think the lights they never even really turned off. Like it was literally just like you hear kind of the light beat, and then you
Yeah,
get Kylie kind of doing this sultry
yeah.
spoken intro about remembering that summer
Oh, yeah, that I
when
kind of
Padam
sort of
Padam
missed.
came out. Yeah.
Yeah. I kind of sort of missed it because I was like, "What is going on? Huh?
Yeah.
What?"
I still don't fully know what she was saying. I just know there's something about
The summer.
remember that summer?
Yeah.
You want to do it again? Something like that.
Yeah, yeah, something like
Yeah,
that,
yeah, yeah.
right. So speaking of Padam, I have my Padam Padam red on right now.
Hey,
I
yes.
still don't get why that song is the thing, but whatever. The
Yes, if
dancer,
you'd like to hear our critiques about Padam Padam, check out our Tension album review.
I mean, even
Because,
before the
yeah,
review, our
neither of us
reaction,
were too impressed with that
because it's not.
one.
Come on, she can do better, and she has done better. We all heard it, but Padam is the big hit. Doesn't mean we hate it or hate her, because some people, when we said that, not even the album review, watch our reaction. It's a
Oh,
real.
yeah.
The fans were not having it. They called us a bunch of names, and then I went in there and I fixed it real quick, and I was like, "Oh, okay." But Chris is more like, "That's why music's so subjective." I'm like, first of all, I advocate for us. Chris is a lot more nicer than I. I need to like take a page from his book. Because I've made people delete comments at one point or another. Anyway, point is, don't come for us, y'all. Okay. Totally teasing. But this song, I can honestly say, because of the arrangement of
Mm,
Mr. Steve Anderson, I came around because I was like, hang on, the beat's hitting a little bit. I could feel the bass in my chest.
yeah.
But yeah, I think the dancers kind of crawling from the bottom of the stage and that was a little creepy, but I'm here for it. She came out with the lights, camera, action, music video, callback outfit. I don't
Mhm.
care for the silhouette of it. I can't say that I loved it. It was giving a little like too drapey. It wasn't form fitting, so it kind of
Mm,
I didn't. I wasn't in love with it, but I can remember the colors and the stripes and be like, "Yo, that's a Kylie outfit," you know.
mhm.
Um, definitely like this version, this live version, because it sparked the life back in it for me. Um, and I think other songs need to go viral now. Thank you. Like,
Yeah, I agree with you. The live version, yo, Steve, you killed that. Because I will say, having watched, some of the previous performances that she's done of the song,
yeah.
and I did experience it in Vegas as well, where the live arrangement was just very, very close to the studio
Uh
version.
huh.
But this time, yeah, a lot more energy has been injected into it. The percussion has been amped up a little bit. There's extra hi-hats, there's extra synths in
Yeah.
those verses. The second chorus, it fully pulls back for a sing-along
Oh my
kind of
gosh,
clap
yes.
moment before it kind of kicks back in.
Yeah.
And then that very last kind of bassy, kind of bouncing moment, again, it's just, it really kind of, you can really feel it and it really gets into your body. So, yes, when the live album comes out, this is the version I will be using moving forward. Thank you,
Moving
Steve.
forward. It's amazing. It's like closer to an email.
Yes.
Right? Like, best regards, Steve. Thank you, Chris. So we get to the final song, Love at First Sight. And can I tell you, I
Mm,
was not expecting a sax intro. I was here for the saxophone. I love a good sax, y'all. It's very
yeah.
saxy. But yes, it was such a fun moment. The dancers have wearing the fringe gloves and then Kylie merch. I think that was reworked and like cut
Yes,
up.
they're wearing old Kylie merch that has been cut up and kind of
Yeah.
sewn back together. I saw some fans saying like, "Oh my gosh, some of those shirts are actually so rare."
Oh my God.
They're like,
Wow.
"They cut them up."
They cut them up.
No.
You know what? That's valid. That's wild. You're so right. Oh God. That is so disrespectful. I'm joking. Because honestly, like, I'm gonna do something to this shirt eventually, like not yet. But eventually I wanted to kind of make it a little smexier with a little shoulder cut off or something. I don't know. But yeah, that's hilarious. And it could just easily be like a shirt that was reprinted the same way. I don't think they've just archived these designs. I mean, archived these shirts unless someone did. But yeah, I can honestly say that I didn't stay for the full finale because I was like, "There's one more." No, I
Ooh.
know because I'm a kind of girl. If you're someone like me who enjoys live shows, enjoys going to events, but also don't like being touched, pushed, or rushed, or people on your back, I advise you to leave during the last chorus, and that's what I did. So especially if you're like in a parked kind of venue, that's what I did. So I left because I don't like that whole like crowd. I'm not. Mm-mm. I'm a performer. I get it, but I do not like people on me. So for me, I had to step out and be like, okay, wow. But I stayed until like the last chorus. I was like, wow, that was beautiful, girl. That was gorgeous. That was beautiful work, gorgeous gowns. But I got the heck out of Dodge. So overall, I think it was very beautiful. I don't know if she had confetti at the end. Did she have confetti at the end?
Yes.
Okay, I missed the confetti. The out of the three times she did it, I caught two. But yeah, no, I think as a climax to the show, It was good. It was fun. It was good. And I sang the shit out of that. Oh, sang the crap out of that song until the very end.
Yes. Well, so I do the opposite of you. I usually just stay a couple minutes later after the
Oh,
initial rush has gone,
yeah.
and then I'll be some of the last kind of group that's kind of leaving. I
Yeah.
tend to do that route. Yeah.
That's valid.
Because yeah, I will say, especially the second night,
Mhm.
you could tell she was really just trying to soak the moment in.
Aw.
And yeah, I think that very last moment was actually like very cool to witness and be a
Mm.
part of for
Mhm.
her. Also, the way they did the climax of the song was actually, again, just the energy was just like kind of insane
Yeah.
and very euphoric. But yeah, I think Love at First Sight is, it really is the perfect concert ender. Like, I think since it's come out, except for she didn't on the Fever tour, but pretty much since then, it's pretty much always been the last song on the set. I think there's been a
Stop.
few instances where it wasn't, but for the most part, it has been.
Yeah.
Because it's just so happy.
Yeah.
It's so happy. It's so fun to sing along to. Uh, and yeah, it leaves everyone just in a good mood, I feel like, you
Absolutely.
know? Yeah.
Absolutely.
And it
Yeah.
still is, I think, is my number one Kylie song. It still is. You
Ooh.
know, that
Yeah.
was, when I was first becoming a fan with kind of the Fever and Light Years eras, and so I just have a lot of emotional
Connection. Yeah.
ties to that song.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, great ending.
Absolutely. For what I
Yeah.
heard and saw on the YouTube videos after I left, I think it was an amazing ending. I can agree. I'm satisfied though.
Oh
No
man.
regrets. No regrets.
No. But yeah, so one other little fun fact in
Yes.
Tokyo, she did sing, I think it was the whole song, I'm not entirely sure. She
Uh,
sang most of I Should Be So Lucky, actually, right before Love at First Sight. I
oh,
believe because, again, she was just so huge in Japan in
yeah.
the late 80s, 90s.
That
So
is
I
so
think she
cute
just
to
wanted to
me.
give them one more, from
Yes.
that era.
So random and
Yeah.
cute. Okay.
Yeah. Um, so, yes, overall thoughts. You've been to your first Kylie Minogue concert.
I know. I remember you guys asking me, mostly you. You're like, "How was it?" And I was like, "It was minimal. I don't know." Like I didn't have much of an opinion of it because I was satisfied. Like it wasn't like
Hmm.
I was expecting like this. I don't know. I don't know. I think I was just happy to be in that room because y'all, my real life has been interesting. It's been very interesting the past month and a half. No, 46 days, apparently, according to like the time everything happened. But life has been interesting. So when I was sitting there, I was just like, oh, shoot, I'm here. Oh, wow, the colors. Oh, wow, her voice. Wow, I wish I wrote a song like this. I love this song. Like, it was just like a range of just gratefulness. I think if I had to really think about one thing that I took from the show, is that even if you're not a fan, there is no way you can sit there and watch it and not be like, "Okay, this woman's not a star." Because like, how many it's been freaking since the '80s, bro, like, she does not look tired, and she could
Yeah.
easily be like, "I'm tired of this mess," but she's not, like, she doesn't use bells and whistles to get your attention, so I think that is really impressive. I don't again, even when I saw her when we met her, she's very captivating, and some
Yeah.
people just have it, and I think I said something to someone a while back about, like, losing one set of eyes to gain millions, and she's one of those people, like, whatever she has sacrificed to get to her point, she's definitely earned so much more, like, tenfold, thousandsfold of whatever it is that she has sacrificed, like, whatever normal life since the '80s she could have had, this totally
Hmm.
makes up for it. Because if she looked so grateful too, that's the thing, like, it wasn't even
Yeah.
not me just saying being all like, "I had a hard time, so, like, she really saved me," but, like, even when she was on stage, she stopped, she held her heart, she grabbed her face and shook her head like she couldn't believe it herself. The incredulousness of her own greatness is like, "Girl, do you not know who you are?"
Yes.
But, I mean, if you think about the US market, they don't know who she is, so technically, she knows, but we didn't know, but it's weird. It's like this weird, like surreal moment.
Hmm.
I am happy I got to see her. I hope one day I get to see her again, but closer. You already saw her up close twice this year. I'm greedy. I want more.
Yes.
Or last year rather, excuse me. But yeah,
Yeah.
no, it was awesome. What do you think? I mean, this is like what your third?
No, I've seen her more than that. like it's my first arena show.
Okay, right.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
my first arena show. So
Yeah.
I first saw her in Aphrodite, but it was outdoor in LA.
Okay.
So it was still the show, but like she couldn't fit the whole stage in there, you know. Um, and then I've seen her at kind of just various, you know, I saw her at Pride.
Yeah.
I went to the Golden Intimate show. I saw her in Vegas.
Okay.
And so they've kind of been random shows really that I've seen her. This
Yeah.
is my first like real full blown arena show I've ever seen of
Mhm.
hers.
Mhm.
And yeah, I thought it was great. I think it really is. It's just her that carries this show. Like you
Yeah.
were saying, like she is just such a captivating performer. And you could tell that she really was in the moment. She was having fun. And yeah, the whole energy was just very positive
Yes.
overall, I think, in the whole venue, other than those three really
Bozos.
annoying guys that were
Bozos.
in my area the second night.
Yeah.
um,
Bozos.
but yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I think I said this in the beginning. Like, I didn't even notice some of the visuals in the back because I was just so
Right.
captivated by her pretty
Right.
much the whole time. Uh, and yeah, I think you're right. Like she, other than crazies like me that just have done, you know, have watched all her shows and know the songs from every era, most
Yeah.
people don't know every era.
Yeah.
And again, I think they just did a really good job.
Yeah.
Like if this was your very first Kylie show and you only knew Can't Get You Out of My Head and
Yes.
Padam Padam,
Not
I
really
think you would
big.
still have fun,
Yes, I think so too.
right?
As someone who is a new fan, like
Yeah.
legit 2020 started 2021-ish, whenever
Yeah.
like disco actually came out. Yes, I can attest to this. I
Yeah.
can attest. Unless you're just a sour puss like those bozos. But like literally I can attest to this. So yeah, I think she did a good job of tying past and present.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm really sad she didn't film the DVD here.
Ooh.
Yeah. I think it would have been really iconic if there's been rumors about this Netflix documentary. Apparently Netflix has been following her around
Okay.
this past year and on this tour.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So having it
Yep. As a
end
Madison Square
at her,
Garden.
yes,
Yep.
do it at the full show at Madison Square Garden, like
Yeah.
that would have been so epic. And again, the second night was it was electric in that venue. So yeah, I think that was a bit of a missed opportunity because I think it just sounds good, you know, like Kylie live at Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm surprised they didn't do that. But yeah, very grateful to have been in the room, and I am seeing her in a few other cities this year because I'm YOLOing with concerts.
Why
Like
not?
I don't know.
Hello.
Look,
Yep.
I don't know what's going on in the world right now,
Right.
and I also don't know. You know, all my favorite pop stars are getting a little older.
Yeah.
You know, you never know what their plans are.
Yes.
So I'm just doing the most.
Good
right
for
now.
you.
Yeah.
And y'all, listen, you can totally follow our journey, a concert journey, of course.
Yes, we
on
go
our
to so many
social
shows.
Yes. Social media is where it's at. And also we do written reviews. So definitely check out our website, check out our website, cctvpops.com, because we also leave blog reviews on albums that we don't even talk about here on the show. So definitely check that out as well. And guys, lovers, hello, goodbye. Did you attend or are you attending Kylie's Tension tour? We do want to know what you all think of the show. Once again, keep the comments civil or I will be there. I'll be there.
I want honest opinions.
I want honest opinions too, but they'll be nasty toward us like we did something wrong. Because look over your shoulder, honey. Ooh, I'm in the mood. So let's. I'm ready. I'm back. My fingers are ready. So don't be nasty. Be honest, okay? All jokes. No, I'm totally joking. But guys, listen. It's a good time. I'm being silly. Leave us your comments. Let us know. We love talking with you guys, of course. And you can come hang out with us and our crew on Patreon. You can comment below or message us at CCTV Pops on all social media. We on everything, y'all, including that little thing called X. So check us out there. All right, guys. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on our notifications for the YouTube channel. And if you're enjoying the show on a podcast platform, please give us a follow, rating, and a review. Until next time, that's Chris.
That's Chantel.
And you're tuning in from CCTV, the Non-Stop Pop Show.
Baby,